Yes, we're back. Tommy Maroon Sports Show. I believe it's episode number 243, and I would not be mistaken. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, as always. Like the Cleveland Guardians in high school football, which will be the recurring theme for a while now. There's a look at everybody's favorite player, Jose Ramirez. As a team stats, 436 runs, 722 hits, 103 long balls, 406 RBIs. Keep in mind, this is heading into the game yesterday, or heading into the game 2 days ago, I should say. 245 average, 367 ERA, 8 shutouts, giving up a grand total of 340 runs, a whip of 121, and an opponent average of 232. Now let us look at the series recap, shall we? Yes, we shall. First things first, the Guardians against the Giants. A good old 2-1 series victory in what was a very tightly contested one. Andres Jimenez went 3 for 3 in Game 1. Josh Naylor homered in Game 1. Not to mention, pretty hot rookie right now, Angel Martinez, 3 walks in Game 1. Get used to hearing that name a little bit for the time being. Hopefully he'll continue this. At least that's the intent. Stephen Kwan and John Kenzie Noel, home runs in Game 2. Logan Allen had 9 strikeouts in Game 2. And this game right here, Bo Naylor had a 3-run shot off the bench. Yeah, pinch hit, 3-run long ball. And Angel Martinez had 2 walks in Game 3. And then Guardians against the Tigers, which is still going on, this series at least. And the Guardians are currently down 2-1, unfortunately. What's not unfortunate is that Angel Martinez is still doing a dandy. He had 2 hits and a great catch in Game 1, not to mention Gavin Williams' 5.1 shutout innings. Martinez went 1 for 6 in the next game, Game 2, but the main story was Josh Naylor went 3 for 4. Josh Naylor had 4 RBIs to his credit, and Andres Jimenez also went 1 for 6 like Martinez, who his first career home run, by the way, in the second game. And Jimenez had 2 RBIs despite a weak 4 strikeout performance. Yikes. But at the end of the day, the Guardians won the second game in extras 9-8. Then in the third game, the Guardians did not get it going. They lost 5-4 to the old Detroit Tigers. What did Martinez do in this game? Again, 1 for 4, but had 2 RBIs. Yes, sir. He now has 3 in his career. And Daniel Schneemann had a good game. He had a home run and went 1 for 2. He was lifted for Tyler Freeman, but still, not a shabby day. Not a shabby day whatsoever. Who was the pitcher for the Guardians yesterday? Tanner Bybee, who went 7 innings. Wow, about time someone goes more than 6 innings. Am I right, folks? Anyways, losing my train of thought. He gave up 4 runs and had 8 strikeouts, so it was a pretty up and down day. So today, the game is about to begin in like a minute from now because it's 1 o'clock as of the recording. And the Guardians are playing the Tigers at Comerica. Well, the Guardians are 5 games on the Twinkies in the division, which is first place and second place. Kansas State's fallen off a little bit. They're 51-43. They are 7.5 out. I'd just like to say Boston's been surprisingly good this season. I know I am very surprised by that. Usually they don't do that well, but do well they have. I mean, it is interesting considering the fact that every Red Sox fan on Twitter and stuff was so pessimistic, but right now they are hanging in it. They're 50-41, but not as good as the Guardians. Of course, the top team in the American League, 57-34. They are half a game better than the Orioles and only, 2.5 worse than the Phillies for the top team in all of baseball. Who would have thunk it? Cleveland Guardians are red hot. They are sizzling, folks. And then this weekend it will be Guardians Rays, and then we hit the All-Star break in baseball. So there is that. Guardians with 5 All-Stars. That's right. Jose Ramirez, David Fry, Josh Naylor, who else? Emmanuel Quase, and there's another guy escaping me. Stephen Kwan, that too. How could I possibly forget Stephen Kwan? He's so good at what he does. I'm pretty sure everybody knows that by now. When I say everybody, I literally mean everybody. Now time for some more high school football picks. Yes, sir. High school football is almost here. It's got 43 days before it's time to begin. Let's look at the Greater Cleveland Conference and the Federal League today. Greater Cleveland Conference covering schools in Medina County, Cuyahoga County. Federal League mainly around the Canton, Stark County area. But I'm pretty sure you all know that by now. Mentor Cardinals, I think, are going to win the conference. It's going to be a tightly contested conference between them and the Medina. Why did I say Medina Cardinals? I meant Medina Bees. I must have made a mistake. It's the Medina Bees. I'm sorry. And then there's the Cleveland Heights Tigers. They will be a little behind them. But yeah, the Medina Bees are going to be second, 8-2, 5-1. Cleveland Heights 8-2, 4-2. I'm going to pull up my predictions right now because I can. But looking at it right now, it should be some fun. It should be a lot of fun. But going back to that, sorry, I just had to fix some things. But anyways, the Strongsville Mustangs 4-6, 3-3. Brunswick with a new coach, just like Strongsville, 3-7, 2-4. Shaker Heights 3-7, 1-5. Euclid, who has really had a rough go over the last 3 years. They've only won like a combined 2 games in the last 3 years. I think they're going 1-9, 0-6. And then the Federal League. Yes, sir, the Federal League. Sorry about that. Green Bulldogs 7-3, 5-1. I think they will win the conference. The Lake Blue Streaks, Canton McKinley Bulldogs, and Glen Oak Golden Eagles not so far behind them. Each with a 4-2 record. Lake 8-2. Canton McKinley and Glen Oak 6-4. And the Jackson Polar Bears 4-6, 2-4. Hoover Vikings 4-6, 1-5. The Perry Panthers 3-7, 1-5. But looking at some of the big games out there in the Greater Cleveland Conference, you got the Cardinals hosting the Bees. I think the home field advantage, let's see here. Yep, it will be to the benefit of Mentor, for I think they will win the game. So there is that. What else? Brunswick against Medina. Medina County battle. Who do I have? I have the Bees winning that one. And then Mentor against Cleveland Heights. Mentor against Cleveland Heights. Let's see here. I got Mentor, of course. Week 8, you have Medina, Cleveland Heights. Medina's home. I'm thinking the Bees win that one. And then you have Strongsville against Brunswick the last week of the season at Pat Catan Stadium. I'm going with those Strongsville Mustangs. And then you have the big Federal League games. I only have 5 on the agenda for the 2024 season to look out for. 3 of them featuring Glen Oak, so there is that. 3 of them featuring McKinley. 2 of them featuring Lake. My goodness. I don't know if I thought it through all the big games or whatnot. But anyways, Glen Oak against McKinley, week 4. I'm going with Canton McKinley, stealing one from Glen Oak. And then you have Glen Oak against Lake. Lake, I think, will lose to Glen Oak on Glen Oak's home turf. And then Green against McKinley. Got the Bulldogs. I think their only loss will come to the Golden Eagles in conference play for Green. That will be week 7. And that's the next big game. And then Lake against McKinley. I'm going with the Blue Streaks. And then some big non-conference games. There's always a lot of big non-conference games in the wonderful world of high school football, aren't there, folks? Yes, there are. But anyways, looking at it, Mentor against Massillon Jackson, week 1. Those are 2 teams that are each. I know I have Massillon Jackson not doing that well, but still, those are 2 teams that are in both leagues that we're highlighting this week. So there is that. I'm going with Mentor. Strongsville, Avon Lake, you got to go with the Shoremen, I believe. And I believe I would not be mistaken. Brunswick against Olmsted Falls, week 2. St. Ignatius against Mentor. My goodness, St. Ignatius against Mentor. Who did I have? I had Mentor. And, of course, week 2, Olmsted Falls against Brunswick. I go with the Bulldogs. Even though it's at the Mart, Brunswick Auto Mart Stadium. Medina Wadsworth, the Medina County battle. That should be a dandy of a contest. Gotta go with the Bees. Highland against Brunswick. I don't know if this is the hometown bias speaking, but I gotta go with my Hornets. And then Cleveland Heights against Hudson. Who is that gonna be? Cleveland Heights, the Tigers. And then the non-conference Federal League games that you are really looking forward to. Weeks 1 to 3. Those are going to be the big games, folks, because keep in mind, conference play doesn't really start until week 4, as we all know by now. Mentor against Jackson, which I already talked about. Avon against Canton McKinley at Wahlberg Stadium, Wahlberg Chevrolet Stadium. Got to go with the Avon Eagles. Glen Oak against Massillon, picking the Tigers. Green against the Riverside Beavers, picking Riverside to win that one. And then Brecksville against Lake. Got to go with the, let's see here. I believe I picked the Blue Streaks, and I believe I am correct. Yes. I don't know if I'll be correct for that week. And then Austintown Fitch against Glen Oak. Got to pick Austintown Fitch, the Falcons. And then Green against Talmadge. That'll be a good game. I got to go with the Bulldogs. And then, of course, the last game, the game that is the game of them all, the biggest game of them all, Massillon Washington against Canton McKinley. Now, Massillon Washington's beating Canton McKinley over the last couple of years. We'll see if that changes on the road, but I don't think it will because, once again, it's at Paul Brown Tigers Stadium. Got to go with the Tigers for that one. So, folks, as you know by now, there are 43 days until high school football, as you can tell right about here. Excuse me for 1 second. Yep, 43 days. We can back it up. There we go. Whoops. There we go. You see it? 43 days till it's time to play some high school football. It's going to be a good season. I really am confident that it's going to be a lot of fun this year. Got a lot of schools competing as always. Let me check Joe Idle to see if he's updated things. No, he said that 2024 schedules will be posted mid to late July of 2024, of course. We'll see what happens this season. I am really hoping that the Hornets can get something cooking out here because it won't be easy. It will not be easy. Nothing ever comes easy in the American Conference. And, of course, nothing ever comes easy in Division II, Region 6. Well, folks, that was episode number 243. Let's look and see what's going on next. 244 will be more high school football and Guardians. And then 245, same thing. 246, 47, 48, 249. If I'm not mistaken, let's see. 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. Yep. 249 will be the return of Tommy's picks. I know you can't wait for it. I can't wait for it either. It's going to be fun. 250 will be the NFL previews show. That's going to be fun. And then 251, Tommy's picks will include college and NFL football. D3 football more than likely, unless I decide otherwise. But I don't think I'm going to decide otherwise, folks, because I go to a D3 school, as you know by now. Well, folks, I think that's all the time we have left here on the Tommy Maroon Sports Show in beautiful Wadsworth, Ohio. I'm Tommy Maroon, thanking you for watching. I will talk to you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.